So yesterday we talked about multiplying a single digit number by numbers that are hundreds and thousands, where we end in 2 zeros or 3 zeros. The reason we were doing that is so we can start moving into thinking of how to multiply those numbers without decomposition and just do it right away. Like, for instance, yesterday when we did 3 times 700, we broke up the 700 yesterday, but today what we're going to just do is understand that this 700, we know its value is 700s. And we know that we're going to skip the step of decomposing and move on to the 3 times 7 is 21, and then how many hundreds is it? It's 2100, so it's 2100. Knowing your facts helps. Now, the reason we did that yesterday is so we can move into the area model. We're going to start basic today in the area model, where we're just doing a 1 digit by 2 digit, so we don't have to do the place value drawing. You can still continue doing the place value drawing if you're comfortable with it, but I'm going to show you an example of how to do an area model multiplication. So we're going to start with 6 times 32, okay? Now, the area model, it's just what it sounds like. You're trying to find the area of the shape, because we know area is length times width, which is just the same as this multiplication problem. A number times another number, so length and width. The first step always is to draw your rectangle. I'm going to draw my rectangle. And I'm always going to do the shorter side on the left for me because it helps me understand. Now, out of these two factors, the smaller number is 6. Okay, so the smaller number is 6, so it's going to go right here. Now, with the area model, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing this decomposition of 30. And we're going to decompose it based on its place value. So knowing the place value and how much is in there is really beneficial. So in 32, when we look at 32, we understand it's 30 plus 2. Because I'm using the expanded notation of 32 and separating the 30 and the 2. The next step after putting the 6 there is breaking up my rectangle, just like I just broke up 32 into 30 plus 2. So the 30 goes in the larger box, which makes sense because it's the larger number, or the tens, and then the 2 goes in this box. Now, with the area model, what you're doing is you're taking this 6 and figuring out 6 times 30, and then you're taking that 6 and also figuring out 6 times 2. So the equations you write are 30 times 6 and 2 times 6. So again, those aren't going to be that difficult if you can remember how to skip that step and understanding that we're multiplying that first number and adding those place values in the back. So instead of breaking up that 30 into 10 times 3, we're going to realize that 6 times 30 is 18 tens, or 180, because that 6 times 3 is 18, times that 10 that we just did in our head would be 180. Now the 2 times 6, that's a fact that you need to memorize. At home, it would be great to download some apps for memorization. If you spend 5 minutes a day memorizing 0 times 0 through 12 times 12, you'll do well. After doing this in the area model, we have 180 for our 6 times 30, and we have 12. We just add them up. Now, this method is a little bit quicker and less taxing than the method where you would have to draw 32 6 different times, or the place value drawing. Well, that's place value drawing. It's a little easier to do the area model. We're going to start simple with the area model, and we're going to progress. So today we're just doing 1 digit by 2 digit. We'll start moving up. But the reason yesterday, you really need to understand where are we getting this value and how to figure it out without always going through the step of making the 7 times 100 and then flipping the where you put the parentheses. You need to start learning to do that in your head so you can solve these larger numbers using the area model quicker. that's the end of this lesson. I hope homework goes well tonight. There's only, I think, 3 problems with area model and 1 short response. Hope this helps. And I really enjoy the area model, and I hope you do too.